Oh, what? Oh, word. Okay. Happy Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to my YouTube family. What's going on, guys? My name is Noah. Welcome to what has seemingly been a very rare Sunday stream. For those of you that are going to be joining me hopefully soon, I'm so glad you guys are here. For those of you that are watching this back at a different time, I want to start today's Sunday live stream, Sunday, April 14th, by just reading a reflection from Believing in Myself, Daily Meditations for Healing and Building Self-Esteem. This is a book I read a lot, every morning. It just sets my day in a really nice frame of mind. So I'm going to read today's, April 14th, right? Yeah, April 14th. Okay. So, and then as soon as I finish reading this, guys, I'm going to start looking at comments and reading comments, and I'm really glad for those of you that are hopping in with me right now. Welcome. I hope you hear something or feel something here today that makes you want to come back. Okay, April 14th. Those who know the least of others think the highest of themselves. That's from Charles Caleb Colton. Those of us who aren't vulnerable to chemical addictions often secretly feel superior to those of us who are. Although we're reluctant to admit it, we wrinkle our noses, raise our eyebrows, and shiver in genteel disgust at the addict's blatant loss of control. Thank God it isn't me, we say in our heart of hearts, as we tiptoe around the drunk slumped on the street. I've got my problems, but at least they aren't that bad. Yet, are we really so different? But for chemical invulnerability, an unmerited gift of fate, are we really better people? Are we as free as we think we are of ugliness and self-degradation? Do some of our toxic thoughts and behaviors not have a poisonous effect on ourselves and the people around us? Is sick in private so different from sick in public? What are the vicious gossip, the remorseless liar, the selfishly indifferent parent? What of our compulsive eating or shopping or fault-finding? The fact is that chemical addiction is only one way to erode integrity. There are many others, and most of us are familiar with them. There are more similarities than differences between us and our chemically addicted brothers and sisters. Among the halt and the lame, there is a little rationale for a sense of superiority. I like that a lot. I think that's just, for me, I hear that and it just reminds me to never judge a book by its cover. The moment you think you're better than someone, then there's a part of your ego that has run riot and separated you from the world. I think something I've struggled with, maybe I still do sometimes, but I try not to, at least I'm mindful of it, is this idea that I'm either better than you or I'm worse than you. And either way it's harmful. Either way, it's harmful. I think that's why it's so important to respect each other and remember that we are all equal and we're all just doing our best. Anyway, that's nice sentiment aside. Let's get this thing going. Let's see. Looks like we have 39 people checked in. Beautiful. Welcome. How is everybody? I'm going to go ahead and just start peeking at these comments and just, yeah, start checking in with you guys. Let's see. Excuse me. All right. Live You Now says, yo, love you, bro. I love you too, man. Appreciate that. Sheba Chug says hi. Hi, Sheba. Hector says, woo! What up? Norman Hart, hey, Noah. Hey, Norman. Cody Cantwell says, yo, what's up, Cody? The Silky Girl Show 2, hi, Noah. How's it going? Roma Meta, hi, Noah. Hey, Roma. How are you? Ella Jess says, hey from Australia. That's cool. Hey, Ella. Welcome. Mike Madden says, sup, bro? This your boy, Jose Velasquez. What's going on, dude? Chivos Adventure says, way, or probably hey. Ooh, girl, it's so hot in this room. Look, you guys can't see my pants anyway. Oh, so I'm going to get out of these sweatpants and just make this really awkward for everybody. There we go. Oh, yeah. Undoubtedly, my thoughts are going to flow more freely now. There we go. Okay, I'm better. Chavo Elias says hello from Lebanon. Wow, what's going on, dude? Shiva Chung says, Noah, what's up? AR Campbell says, hi, I can't stay, but just saying what's up. I appreciate that. Thank you. Be well. Paula Walnut says, hey, bruv. That's good, man. Live You Now. Read Peter Levine's books, okay? Mike Fierro says, thank you. Could really use your wisdom right now. Yeah, Mike, I did notice that you hit me up on Messenger. I really don't, I recognize you from so long ago. I know you're one of the most original people to ever watch some of my content. I don't really... I'll send you a private message on Messenger and try to explain, but I don't usually do like consults or one-on-ones or anything like that. I try to like create like a healthy boundary and a reasonable limitation to what I can and can't do for people. You know, mostly all I feel like I have is my experience, and it's a conflicting thing. I'll save this for a message to you, but perhaps we can get in touch. I certainly hate to hear that you're not doing well. That makes me real sad. Anyway. Be brave either way. I'll shoot you a message on Messenger. Dr. Raptor Joker, what's up, Noah? What's going on? Chivo says, what's up, Mr. No-No? Just chilling on a Sunday, guys. Just chilling on a Sunday. I was missing you, all of you. I was just like, man, I haven't done a live stream. I just haven't chatted with you guys in a long time. So I really wanted to do that. Looks like we have a super chat from Benjamin Mansour. Ben, I'm not noticing a question or a comment from you, but I really appreciate the support. It's really nice of you. Let's see. Yeah, so Ben, thank you for your support, guys. The super chat is a really dope way to help support content creators. And if you want me to see your question and have it just highlighted for me, then that's a really good way to do it. If that's something that's interests you. But otherwise, we'll just keep going through these comments. Kern Klux says, hey man, what's going on, dude? Supra1610, hello, what's going on? SMU Johnson, no, guess what? You and Douglas Block are my two idols. Hey, I'm humbled, thank you. Maddie Sun says, hi, what's up, Maddie? Mike Madden, I hope you and your wife are good. Yeah, we are good. We are good today. It's been a good day, and we're in a good stretch of our lives together right now. And then same to you. Shireni Fernando says, you've helped me so much. Thank you. I'm really, really glad to know that, and thank you for sharing that with me. Cass H says, hey man, I've been watching your videos for the last year. I struggle so much with OCD, addiction to alcohol, and depression. What was the turning point for you? For me in general, and of course, I'm so sorry that you're struggling, you're suffering, you're in good company. For me, the turning point is typically when I'm in massive discomfort. Like when I'm in pain, I tend to respond accordingly with pivoting and making changes. And yeah, so I think anytime I've ever been pushed against the wall and I've ever felt truly desperate and hopeless, that's usually a turning point for me. But you know, the whole concept of putting down the shovel and not having to dig lower than is necessary to elicit positive change, that can be applied anywhere. So so what I encourage you to do is rather than wait to feel ready to do ... just start chipping away at little things you might be ready to do now. Little things that you think might lead to a little change in behavior. I think a common issue that I've had historically is this idea that I need to think my way into better acting, and something I say in my videos, which is just incredibly true for me, is that it served me better to act my way into better thinking. So I don't know if you got anything out of that, God bless you, but just be brave, okay? Either way. Looks like we have an epic super chat from my good friend Jordan, the Anxiety Ninja. Thank you, Jordan. That's incredibly generous of you. The Anxiety Ninja dropped a, you are a legend. Yeah, at least in my own mind, right? At least in my own mind. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Jordan. I hope you and the family are well. Guys, Jordan is an incredible resource for you, so I highly, highly encourage you to check out the Anxiety Ninja's YouTube channel if you struggle with depression, anxiety, more specifically anxiety, OCD, and depersonalization, stuff like that. That dude's magic. He's magic on this platform, and he can help you. So it's good to see you on here, and I hope you're having a good Sunday, Jordan. Hope you're having a good Sunday. And thank you for supporting me. Mrs. Newton says, hello, Noah. Thank you for doing what you are doing. You're an inspiration. Thank you. It's very sweet of you. It's very sweet of you. The Anxiety Ninja, what's up, buddy? What's up, boo? What's up, boo? Julia Wilkinson, good to see you're doing well, Noah. Thank you, Julia. I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you're doing well as well. Dr. Rapper Joker says, I'm Wolverine. Yeah, and I'm jealous then, if you're Wolverine. I'm jealous. Kern Cluck says, I'm thinking about get ratio of 2%. I have depersonalization disorder. Which 2% of people have? What do you think? Let me see if I understand your question, boss. I'm thinking about get ratio of 2%. I have depersonalization disorder. Which 2% of people have? I'm not sure I understand what your question is, but if your question is, if I agree with the percentages, I'm not sure. Either way, you know, whether or not you think you have it or you technically don't, either way, you should seek treatment, such as the Anxiety Ninja's YouTube channel, and he has a really good DPR recovery program. You should look at that as well. Roma says, I hope you're doing well, Noah. My depersonalization has been so crippling and so bad lately. Honestly, can't take it anymore. Do you have any advice? Yeah, I definitely do have some advice for you, Roma. I do have some advice for you. 1 second, okay? My buddy Jordan, who I didn't know would be on this live stream, he came up with a depersonalization, derealization recovery program that I think is the best thing on earth. I think it's the best program, hands down, on YouTube, or on the internet for healing depersonalization, derealization. It's not free. His content is free, and there's tons of information blocked out that are free. But if you're feeling really desperate, my dear, and you know I wouldn't try to sell you on something ever if I didn't believe in it. But if you're really desperate, if any of you are desperate, I strongly suggest you check out this link that I'm going to post here. All right, so Roma, I'm going to post the link. And I want you to use coupon code big no upon checkout. All right, so Roma, I just posted it. I just posted the link to a depersonalization, derealization recovery program. It's no joke. It's absolutely no joke. I collaborated with this guy Jordan. He came up with a great program for people struggling with depersonalization, derealization. It's the real deal. It's worth a few shekels, and it'll handhold you through an incredibly healing process. I hope that helps, and I hope you believe me when I say that I'm trying to lead you to something powerful. I'm not trying to take advantage of you, and I hope you feel better soon. All right, guys, where were we? Oh, you think I'm getting a tattoo? I mean, I love tattoos. Like, I'm super tatted. So yeah, if you think it could empower you or something like that, or if it could serve as a positive visual reminder that would give you motivation, courage to do something or to keep going, then do it for sure. That's awesome. Okay. Let's see. John Kobeck says, did you stop the Klonopin? So yeah, I haven't been on Klonopin for a couple of years. I have Klonopin as needed, and if I ever get into a really dire situation with anxiety where I don't believe I can manage it naturally and it's like debilitating, then yeah, I'd feel comfortable using it again as needed, but I haven't needed to for a very long time, and for that I am extremely grateful. Mike Madden says, how did you start eating clean? I have a lot of gut problems and no gallbladder, which makes pain worse. Any suggestions? Yeah, I definitely have some suggestions for you, Mike, and I definitely understand, like, I recognize that language. I recognize that mindset. So for me, in terms of how I started eating clean, I focused less on taking things out of my diet, and I focused a lot more on adding things into my diet. So I started eating clean just by incorporating foods that I felt confident I could incorporate successfully with minimal stress. So for me, that's figuring out ways to get fruits and veggies into my diet on a consistent basis. And at first it starts slow, but what I started noticing is the more I learned, there's another trick to it, the more I learned about the benefits of eating clean, the And the more I allowed myself to follow in that progression, the easier it was to incorporate these foods into my diet. The better I felt, the more it reinforced the behavior, and the more I did it. A lot of the power of eating foods that are whole foods, plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, tubers, legumes, lentils, things of that nature, is that they're loaded with all these healthy nutrients, of course, but they're also loaded with fiber, and fiber fills you up, and it helps that signaling in your body that says I'm full. And so as you incorporate more of these foods slowly, you'll notice that you're just less hungry for the other foods. But it's just a big progression. Another thing that I don't feel like enough people talk about that was really powerful for me when it came to changing the way I ate and the way I thought about food was to change the way I thought about myself and the way I thought about life. So the more I worked on character and a lot of the simple ways that all of us are trying to do. We all want to be more, live up to our potential, be fulfilled, help others, feel good about ourselves. The more I worked on character development and the more I incorporated physical practice into my life and stuff like that, the more the diet thing sort of took care of itself. So I strongly recommend, as sort of like an off-label treatment for getting used to eating better and living better, is to make sure that you're reading something motivational, inspirational, and fulfilling and helpful every day, perhaps in the morning. So give you a lot to chew on there. Hopefully something tastes good. Hopefully something tastes good. It's a really weird way to say that. Okay. Michael says, yellow from Seattle. What up, Mike? Mohammed says, hi, Noah. Good to see you. It's good to see you, too. Kern Cluck says, thinking about getting a tattoo of 2% to spread knowledge about. Cool. Do it. Do it. Mr. Quesada22 says, what's up, bro? How have you been? I've been okay. It's been a weird time for me, guys. It's been a really weird time. I came up on an anniversary for when I stopped drinking recently on April 11th, and here we are on the 14th, and it stirred me up a lot. I haven't made a YouTube video about this, but I think I will. But it stirred me up, and it threw me for a loop, and it confused me a lot, and it's got me refocusing in on the basics and on the actions I can take as opposed to avoiding the thoughts that I've been having. So it's been like a confusing time, but a very rewarding time as well. Overall, it's been good. It's not hard for me to recognize the blessings in my life. I'm very, very fortunate. I'm very, very fortunate. Jason Bolt says, hey, Noah. What's up, Jason? Jordan Weekley, maybe, says, hey, what's up, Jordan? Josh Hibbert says, what is your thoughts on tapering off of alcohol? I've been tapering off of my beer intake after discovering my liver function results after years of problems and going to doctors. I mean, look, I certainly couldn't say. I certainly couldn't say what I couldn't advise is what I mean, but I know, speaking generally, consult with your physician, but I understand that alcohol, if you are physically dependent on a really high clip, then coming off cold turkey could have some dangerous side effects, seizures, stuff like that. So you do need to be careful, but I recommend seeing a professional if that's the case. If it's not the case and you're just wanting to slow taper because you're worried about withdrawal in general and just feelings of depression and anxiety that might come once you come off, then maybe, but it just really depends on how likely it is that you can stick to that, Get help. I think that's what I think. Get help if you need help, Josh. And I'm curious to know what your liver function test was. Luke Walker says, all wise men have whiteboards. Perfect. I like that, Luke. Jordan Weekly says, how are you? Sorry I'm late. You're not late, Jordan. You're right on time. And I'm okay today. How are you? Kristen says, hey, Noah, how are you today? Thank you for asking as well. I'm okay today. Today's been a good day. I got to see an old friend. I got to watch my Portland Trailblazers win, which made me happy. And and then I have the prettiest girl in the world just behind that door. Just keep her hidden back there. How are you, Kirsten? Let's see. Ashley Kerr says, you are such an inspiration, Noah. Have been watching your videos for a little while now. You are amazing. That's really sweet of you, Ashley. Thank you for that. I received that well. Polly Walnut says, been going through a hard time and watching you have helped me tremendously. That's wonderful. That makes me feel so good. Obviously not to hear that you're not doing well, but just to know that maybe something I did or something I said could bring you some comfort and some support. Becky W says, Noah, good to see your face. Good to see you too. Big Red says, Noah, Sunday live stream, best part of the week. Thanks for sharing all your knowledge. Really helped me with my DPDR journey. I'm glad to know that, and it's good to hear from you. 17cm lowercase cg says, hope you are keeping strong like I am, Noah. I know every day can be challenging when it comes to addiction. We can do this. Stay strong from Ireland. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, today I will stay sober. I've made that decision, and I'm going to follow through with it for today, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. Does exercise help for anxiety? Yeah, I think finding the right exercise can help for anxiety. I've heard people say, like, you know, you guys have probably heard, if you've been around the channel for any amount of time, you've heard me bring up the power of movement, the power of exercise. It's not new, it's not universal. All I do is just demonstrate how that plays out in my life. It plays out in my life like it should play out ideally in anyone's life for the better. But I think one of the issues that we have is we get this idea of what it means to exercise. And perhaps some of us are building up the act of exercise to be this huge, insurmountable, and certainly not sustainable thing. Like maybe gearing up with everything, going into a Globo gym and being there for 2 hours, 5 days a week. And maybe that's overwhelming for you, and maybe you're one of those people that's just like not going to do that. You know, you're not going to do that. Then maybe that's not for you. And I bring all this up to say, that if you find the right type of exercise, of course it's going to help you, but you just have to make sure that the definition of exercise for you is something that makes sense for you. So for some people, exercise might be going for a walk every morning for 10 minutes. That might be their exercise, and that still counts, especially in a fasted state. It still really does count. Other people might be like me, and they're going to spend hour and a half, 2 hours a day training, doing CrossFit, you know, and that's going to be their exercise. And I go on multiple walks a day because that's what works for me. Some people are going to be riding bikes, some people are going to be gardening, some people are going to be swimming, some people are going to be doing powerlifting. My point is, exercise will always help you if you allow it to fit into your lifestyle and where you're at today. If you can let it meet you where you're at and not put it on a pedestal what you think it should be, then it's going to help your anxiety. But I have heard people say, oh, I wish I could exercise, but every time I do, I get horribly anxious. And those are the people that I suggest don't give up on exercise, just give up on your idea of exercise and find something you're willing to do. Yeah. Sario Williams. Noah. What's up, Sario? Ken Cluck says, y'all are my hope. That's beautiful. Bijay Pokrel says, my T level is 219 and I am super depressed. Should I get TRT? I couldn't tell you whether or not you should get TRT, but what I can tell you is that if you feel you are safe enough to do this, do all the things that stand to benefit your TRT levels naturally. When I found out I had low testosterone via multiple blood draws back in the day, I didn't feel I was up to the task of living a life that was highly disciplined and regimented and that was focused on the things that were naturally going to raise my testosterone. Things like a positive social environment every day, exercise daily, really, really healthy sleeping patterns, a diet very low in processed foods and sugars, for example. Like, these are all things that we know these things will lead to better testosterone levels, but some people just are desperate and they can't execute. Now, that is to say, depending on what type of testosterone deficiency you have, there's primary, secondary, tertiary, and some of those are beyond discipline. Like if you have damaged testicles or a busted hypothalamus in that way or something. So just know, and I don't say this slightly, just know that once you start TRT, the likelihood of coming off is very low. And I don't regret being on TRT. It was a huge part of my wellness, was addressing the freaky low levels I had. But I'm on it, and I'm probably going to always be on it. So that's something to consider. Vic LJ says, what about testosterone shots? What about them? What's your question? I'd love to answer. Dr. Rapper Joke says, I embrace struggle and pain. That's good. Lord knows that my struggle and pain has always proved to be worse when I didn't embrace my struggle and pain. When I tried to hide from my struggle and pain, it got a lot worse. Or I tried to pretend it wasn't there. LaCroix? Sorry, is that drinking, swallowing sound like awful? Anyway, Benjamin Minster says, I just want to say thank you for saving my life. Ben, that's beautiful. And I have no doubt you saved your own life, but I'm right here, and I'm glad to know I can be a positive impact. Patty Brady says, anxiety kicking my ass every time I see my crush. I get really anxious and weird. How am I going to chat her up? Yeah, dude, that's a real thing. The only thing I can say is that your best chance of chatting her up is to get your breathing under control. So if your anxiety starts going crazy, what I want you to do is breathe in through your nose, hold it for 3 to 4 seconds, breathe out through your mouth slowly, take it 3 to 4 seconds per breath, wait 3 to 4 seconds to inhale again. Do that a few times, see if you can calm yourself down and get out of that sympathetic nervous state. Parasympathetic? Oh shoot, I'm getting the two turned around. Yeah, that's tough though. I was never great at talking to girls. I mean, I got good at it, but I wasn't great when I was young. I got scared. Girls are scary, man. Girls are real scary. Maddie's son says, your honesty and ability to paint the picture of anxiety and depersonalization has been incredibly helpful for me. Your channel is a great resource. Thank you. Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, relatability. I'm starting to realize more and more that what I'm here for is to be a source of relatability to other people, to make sure I communicate what I'm experiencing and how it's impacting me in the most true way possible in order to create a connection with whomever might be feeling the same thing. The power of connecting with someone and believing you're not by yourself, you can't put a price on it. It's really important. So thank you. Jason Valenzuela says, you trim the hair and beard. I did. I needed to. It had to be done. I did it. But I enjoyed that beard for quite a long time. Devin Alexander says, I'm going through similar stuff that you have, especially with TRT, anxiety, depression, and drug stuff. So I can relate to a lot of it. Stay killing it, bro. You're an inspiration, dude. Thanks, Devin. Wishing you so much strength, man. Wishing you strength in your journey. Keep killing it as well. Kirsten says, I'm in a national and fit challenge at my gym. Heck yeah. Within the next 9 weeks, my goal is to lose at least 7 more pounds and get lean and gain muscle. Wish me luck on 2 wins. National challenge win is $10K. $10,000 if you win? That's amazing. That's insane. That's a lot of money. I wish you, I'm getting hot. I wish you so much luck. I hope that goes so well. That's crazy. That's cool. Prakash Williams says, hi, brother. How are you? I'm from Malaysia. Wow. I'm okay today, Prakash. And how are you? Welcome. Live You Now says, your videos are inspiring and some, like the calorie challenge, were comical. Jeez. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Not a lot of people saw that, thank goodness. That was a rough experience. But thanks for the kind words. Cass H says, thanks, man. It means a lot. You got it. Teenager Typical. Hey, Noah, what do you think of the saying, be the best version of yourself? I think it's great. I think as long as we don't... No, I think it's great. I think be the best version of yourself is a good thing. I think we all have good and bad in us. Like when I hear that, I'm just like, hey, remember that there's good in you and give yourself permission to be as good as you can be. And give yourself grace and forgiveness in ways that you're faltering, you know? Doctor, what do you think of it? What do you think of it? Dr. Raptor Joker says, Noah saved lots of lives. He should be happy to know he's changed lives. I am. I am. I'm humbled and I'm grateful to know that something I've done has been positive. I have an idea. Yeah! 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 So much better. Why didn't I think of that sooner? You guys still hear me okay? I can see me much better. Yes, I can. Cool. Should have turned that light off sooner. We have a super chat from Maya Thomas, my mom. She wouldn't dare just watch a live stream from me without supporting. Thanks, Mama. My mom, Maya Thomas, says, hey, boo. I got here right on time for this lovely live stream. My heart needed to hear you and see your sweet face. Love you, mijo. You're a mama. Thank you, Mama. I love you too. Guys, my mom is my hero. My mom is one of my heroes. Thomas Bourne left a super chat for $1.99 too. Thank you, Thomas. And it says, you helped me live, bro. Love you. It's beautiful. I love you too, man. Glad to know that. Oh. Hey, if you guys are watching this, by the way, and you haven't jumped in the comment section, do it. Do it. It's a lot more fun to be a part of a YouTube live stream when you participate in the live stream. So direct the conversation. Bring up a topic you want to discuss. Ask me a question. Just say hi. Just get involved. It feels better. You'll feel good. I promise. You'll feel good. Sorry, let me figure out where I was. Greg, that dude TV says, hey Noah, new subscriber, thanks for sharing your TRT journey. Hey Greg, welcome to the channel. I hope you hear something or see something that makes you want to stay or come back. And yeah, I'm glad my TRT journey could be of value to you. You know, I'm glad I posted all that when I did. A lot of you might not know, because I don't post it very often, that back in 2011 I had this massive breakdown, and then one of the things that resulted was that I was in this treatment-resistant depression for a year. Just couldn't get better. Dangerously depressed. And a couple blood draws revealed that I had like no testosterone in my body, which is of course the most important male hormone, and actually quite important for women as well in a lower level. And once we realized I couldn't produce testosterone safely, I just couldn't get enough in my body, and we started treating that, it really gave me a leg up in my mental health recovery. So I did share all that. I had to delete them all and then re-upload them, but they're there for anyone that's curious about that. And for everyone in general, go get your blood work. Make sure that you're not missing some major hormone imbalance. Derek Avery says, Noah, you're a role model. Keep it up. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate that, and hope you're having a good Sunday, man. Chris Bear says, you're an inspiration, man. I appreciate everything you do for all of us. Forever grateful. Much love. Thank you, Chris. Cody Cantwell says, I get DP here and there with what seems like is related to dark, gloomy days here in the Pacific Northwest. And your videos help me get through it. You're amazing. I hear that, Cody, with the Pacific Northwest. I'm ready for some sunshine. This is like the first year that I've ever been aware of my mood shifting down when the weather got worse. I don't ever remember that being a problem. But this year, I think it actually impacted me. I got sad. I got some seasonal affect disorder, I'm pretty sure. I'm glad to know I could help, boss. Throwaway dude, recent blood work showed my total T was 283, my free T was 155, and bioavailable T 104. I hope the doctor actually takes my condition serious and helps me out. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too. Your total T is obviously not where you would want it to be, right? Your free T is actually okay, which I'm not trying to weigh in formally. I'm just more looking at that like those are okay free and bioavailable numbers. They're not great, but they're not bad. Undoubtedly, though, being a bit higher make you feel a bit better. I hope you get whatever you and your doctor think is best. Live You Now says, the DP is gone, but I had doctor my whole life in childhood. I guess it's just part of my life. I can't just forget about it. Derealization my whole life, I see. Yeah, that's one of the weirdest things. It's like, so when I was acutely depressed, when I was really aggressively anxious, you know, when symptoms were really bad, then yeah, you're super aware of it and you want it to go away, and it dominates your psyche and it just takes over your whole world. At least it did for me. But that's always been one of the weird things about getting better. That's always been one of the things that I've had to be careful about how I talk to people that are in the mud, in the thick of the mud, because I think there's this idea from all of us perhaps that, okay, one day this is going to be over and I'm just going to feel normal and things are just going to be better and I won't be in the state. But the reality for me has been like, yeah, I am no longer acutely screwed up. I have waves, though, that are pretty bad from time to time, and I ride them because I have a better understanding of them. As my understanding of myself and mental health and the way I navigate this world has improved, I've been able to then follow through with better actions, lifestyles, habits that fit for a guy like me. But some of it's kind of just still there. And that's a tough thing to accept or understand. Like you said, the depersonalization is gone, but the derealization, something you've always kind of had, and it's just part of you. It's like, I wonder that about myself for certain things. Like I get obsessy, and sometimes I just obsess less. Occasionally I forget that I'm obsessing at all, and it's beautiful. But it's kind of always there. And at some point, you know, especially, you have to be careful what expectations... You gotta be careful what expectations you put on these things and what level they need to reach, or what level of recovery you aim for, because you can set an expectation unreasonably high, and I think part of growth and part of maturation in this whole thing is understanding that there are going to be things you're going to have to live with, and you can manage, and then perhaps they can go away completely, but perhaps you're going to have to set up daily practices and habits that lend themselves well to the likelihood that this might be a part of you to an extent. I hope even 2% of that made sense. Ooh, I hate hearing people swallow, so I'm really sorry if that was just gross and awful. Let's see. Live You Now says, I'm doing life mapping, going to do EMDR next fall, I think. That's cool. What's life mapping? Please share. Live You Now says, besides testosterone, mine is good, but when I have sex, I can't feel anything. That sucks. The Shiznay says, any tips for deeper sleep? I mean, yeah, sleep tips are sleep tips are sleep tips. So barring some really, really deep-rooted condition that you're going to need imaging to diagnose or blood work to diagnose or a doctor or a professional to diagnose, the sleep habits are pretty universal. Pretty universal. I don't really feel like I need to go over all of them now. Just Google best sleep practices and then take those serious and see what happens in your life. But I will say, one of the things that has really helped me with deeper sleep is cutting off all food at least 3 hours before bed. Tracking my sleep with some device every single night has been really, really powerful. And making sure that my sleep schedule is very consistent. Again, these are all things that everyone says, but until you actually do them, you kind of just take them like, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, if I do that, like, we don't give them enough levity. We don't give them enough power. So when I started taking the basic principles of sleep more seriously, naturally my sleep improved. When my sleep improved, my cravings for bad food went down, my performance in the gym went up, my energy levels got better, my mental health got better, blah, 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 blah. So pick whatever it is that you think you might actually do in terms of improving your sleep. Pick one thing and try that for a few weeks. Don't feel the pressure to change everything. Throwaway Dude says, I've tried changing my eating habits and exercising, but it hasn't raised them. Would TRT be the next step? It's certainly a step, but what does changing my eating habits mean? You know, what kind of exercise have you been doing? How often? How long has it been since you've been doing that? How much sleep are you getting consistently? Are you managing your stress? Are you finding ways to be helpful to other people to improve your self-esteem? There's a lot of things that need to be done, and they need to be done at a relatively high clip in order to affect change like that on a natural level. And I think it's worth trying. And only you would know, like only I know when I'm being maximally disciplined. And do I have the courage to be honest with myself about that? Don't take that as judgment. Don't take that as like, I'm not trying to stand on a pedestal and talk down to you, but I'd want to know what those eating habits and what that exercise, and when you say you've tried changing it, what's the try mean? And how hard was your try, you know? Live You Now says maca is good for testosterone. Cool. BJ Paul Carl says T levels 219 and depressed. Will TRT help? Yes, TRT will raise them and likely give you a boost in some of the low TD symptoms that you're having for sure. It's just a big decision you need to make with your doctor. Chris Fallon says, geez Louise, guys, I'm sorry. Chris says, your peanut butter powder and berry dessert is really good. Right? It's so good. I've been making it a lot. Any other little snacks like that you made now or in the past that you'd like to share? I've been on a pancake kick lately where I make like one pancake from Kodiak Cakes, but I just load it up with fiber. With some sugar-free syrup. I've been enjoying that a fair bit. Otherwise, I do like a oatmeal snack deal where I'll like put 45 grams of oatmeal, some almond milk, a little bit of raw honey. I will heat up like a gala apple first. Like I'll slice up a gala apple and I'll put it in the micro for like 3 minutes, douse it with cinnamon, and then have like a apple, cinnamon, blueberry, peanut butter, oatmeal deal sometimes. I don't snack much though. Excuse me, guys. I'm not much of a snacker, so I tend to eat the same things like all the time. $1.99 super chat from Preston Bryant. Thank you, Preston, for supporting the channel. It's really kind of you. And it says, what did you do for your birthday? Anything special? My birthday is back in January. What did I do for my birthday? Oh, I went up to Mount Hood for my birthday, and I got to eat at a 5-star restaurant at the Lodge up in Mount Hood here in Oregon. And we ate really, really good food, and we ate like a freaky amount of food, and it was just a cool ambiance, cool experience. It was snowing. I got to be with my wife and my parents. It was a really special time. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for asking. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Jonathan Gallagher says, take some ayahuasca or smoke some, some DMT. No, thank you, sir. But I hope that works well for you. I just don't have it in me. Graxon says, because of undereating, trying to get the ideal physique, I ended up with low T. Dang, 65 at the age of 17. I'm hoping that with healthy eating, I'll able to get these levels back up. I hope so too, man. That's way too low for your age. Lord knows you know that. Yeah, be as nice to your nervous system as you possibly can. Keep your stress as low as you possibly can, and just live a balanced, healthy lifestyle. Easier said than done, but that should help. Kern Cluck says, same. I can't feel much during sex. I can't. Okay, you guys are chatting with each other. Jonathan Roberts, you go to. I can't speak to that, but I do attend some 12-step meetings, if that helps. Dio says, thank you for your great information and content. It has really helped me during difficult times, especially that I'm dealing with mental illness that I've been diagnosed with. I'm glad so I could help, and yeah, with the longevity of a lot of mental illness, we need all the support we can get from each other. Thomas Boren says, I'm sad that you trimmed your beard, game man. It had warrior potential. Look, I had to. It was going crazy, and my wife was going to kill me. No, she was actually pretty supportive. I think I'll grow it out next year again. Looks like we have a $5 super chat from SMU Johnson. It says, I listen to you when I'm depressed and anxious at night. For reals, you are a hero for me, and will always be. I'm 37. I never said that before. I think it's so important that we latch on to anyone that we can relate to, anyone that can give us a little bit of hope. And if I give you a little bit of hope and you relate to me and we connect somehow, then I'm really glad for that. I'm really glad for that because there are people that offer that to me for whatever reason, and to know that I can offer that to someone else is humbling. But I accept it, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy because we all need hope, and I'm glad that you had the courage to share that with me. I think that's awesome. Took some bravery, and it means a lot. It means a lot, and of course, thank you for the support. That's really, really nice of you as well. I'm glad that you're just participating in general. King Yvonne says, bro, I have DP anxiety. It is a thing. I feel lost. Hang in there, man. Be brave. Remember that you're not alone. A lot of us who are on here right now have been through the darkness. We really do understand. Probably wish we didn't, but we do. And if we can get better, if I can get better, I promise you can too. Consider checking out the Anxiety Ninja. Consider checking out Douglas Block, healingfromdepression.com. And just have courage to take whatever action you possibly can, okay? Even if it's small. Michael, I'm on week 2 of TRT, nothing yet. Still drinking more than I want to. My hope is for alcohol-free May. Nothing but gym and consistency. Just as a refresher, what made you quit drinking? So first, Michael, when it comes to the TRT, I didn't really notice much until about week 6, as far as my mood, for whatever that's worth. The only thing I noticed when I first got my testosterone levels adjusted and leveled out, so to speak, was my appetite. That got better. My energy level improved a little bit. My appetite improved a little bit. Your hope for an alcohol-free May is an aggressive hope if you're still drinking a lot, but I hope that works for you. I hope you're able to do that. I think what might make more sense, rather than put pressure on yourself to not drink for an entire month, is just to try to drink a little bit less right now, perhaps, or look into why you're drinking so much and put some pen to paper there. But that being said, if a dry May is going to be powerful for you, then you should do it and you should try. I would just hope that if you happen to not be able to follow through, that you're able to carry on as much as possible. Sometimes setting myself up for sometimes, like, let's say when I was drinking and I would just put these huge obstacles in front of me, like, oh, I'm going to drink really hard right now because I've got a reason to, I'm going to try not drinking, but then, you know, life would get hard and I didn't have the right tools to overcome the stress I was under, and then I would drink anyway, and then I feel like I'm more of a failure. So you just got to be careful for that. Not that you asked. As a refresher, though, your question was, what made you quit drinking? What made me quit drinking in April of 2018 was that I was just feeling down. I was over drinking. I was dealing with some physical problems. I just couldn't seem to slow down at the time. So I was drinking 3 or 4 nights a week pretty heavily, and I was having stomach pains, and I was having gym issues, and I was having some relationship issues. Just I had a lot of things that were pointing towards that way. We're pointing down, and I knew that I was drinking too much, and I knew that I needed some space from drinking in order to actively work on the issues that needed to be worked on, to work on my business, to work on my marriage, to work on my physical health. It all just, I needed a break. And then when I decided I wanted to slow down drinking, I just wasn't doing a good job. So I decided to get sober, and I've been sober for over a year now. Kimberly Bridges says, hello Noah, thank you for being such a great person. You've always helped me on staying sober. Been 10 days for me, and it's so hard, but I'm willing now. That's the difference. Good for you, Kimberly. Good for you. Yeah, you know what's interesting is lately, as I've accrued 1 year, I've thought more and more, I think I want to drink again someday. It's really been on my mind. And so in response to that, I've just made a pact with myself every morning to focus on things I like about being sober, to communicate things to my wife in terms of cravings I'm having, but then just to make small pacts for that day. Just say, today I'm willing to stay sober, today I'd like to stay sober, and not put any pressure on myself for tomorrow. And I think that makes it easier to amass days. So kudos to you for being 10 days sober. Some sobriety is really, I think, valuable for anyone, whether you have a drinking problem or using problem or not. I think understanding yourself sober, getting a chance to know yourself sober, seeing if you can feel okay sober, and learning why you can't sometimes is really important. So good for you, and I'm glad I could be, I'm glad I could help one day at a time, okay? I think it's Ellie says, hey Noah, how are you? I'm okay. How are you? Eric S. says, sometimes I worry I'm in the way of my own DPDR recovery by thinking it's just placebo, and my own mind will outsmart it. Did you ever experience anything similar? Any advice? Yeah. Yes, of course I've experienced things like that. I've tried to outthink my way and confuse myself out of anything. That's why leadership is so important. That's why I believe we all just need a model that we follow to an extent. I mean, yes, we are our own people, and we're going to do what we need to do. And, you know, there's individuality, of course, and there's brilliance in us all, but there's also faulty thinking, and there's lack of perspective in all of us as well. And the way I combat that is to make sure that I'm not simply and solely relying on myself to know what's best for me. So when it comes to recovery, when it comes to fitness, I believe in coaches and leadership all over my life, and I feel like I have them in every facet, and it makes me more equipped to be of service to others, and it just helps buffer me from me, because I can't always be trusted with me. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Excuse me for that. Super chat from Kern Cluck, $1.99. Thank you. Saying apologies. I'm not sure what you're apologizing for, boss. I've loved your participation today. Maybe I missed something. Otherwise, I think you've been great, and I really appreciate you being here. Again, unless I missed something really obvious. We also have another super chat from Joe R. Says, good shave. Any tips on bulking up for beginners? Sure. Bulking up for beginners. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the kind words. If I thought of anything when it comes to bulking or cutting, I'd say develop a habit of tracking your food. I think whether you're the risk that I've seen a lot of people run when they bulk kind of randomly is that they overeat or they eat the wrong foods and they have no idea. So they end up bulking / just kind of getting fat, which is not necessary. And then I suppose there's a chance you could undereat while you're bulking. So in my opinion, my tip for you is to track your food and see if you can go 300 over your maintenance weight. And be consistent. And start there. And then continue to learn. Find literature that you're willing to read every day on the topic of bulking, and slowly but surely buffer that knowledge system of yours until you start getting some intuitive thought on it. Thank you, Joe, for the support. My wife's vacuuming, so if it sounds really loud, that's why. And I'm not about to go tell my wife don't vacuum, or I will sleep on the couch tonight, and it'll be your guys' fault. Patty Brady says, "Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah, brother! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!" No, that's funny. That just made me happy. Josh Ebert, I'm not sure what that is. Tana Giberson says, "Hi, how are you doing this evening?" I'm okay. I'm okay this evening. Thank you. How are you? How are you, Tana? BJ Polkrell says, "Thank you, sir, for applying. My pleasure." King Yvonne says, "Why am I so scared to meet people, go to school, gym?" Because people are scary. Because meeting people can be scary. And I think like many people, probably don't have a ton of self-esteem, and you're probably worried about what other people think, and you don't know where you fit in. And that's okay. That's okay. I think the most important thing is just to remember that everyone's scared in some way, shape, or form. Maybe some people are less scared, but everyone sort of feels that. Some people just feel it more. Some people just hide it better. So you're scared because you're human, and you can still do things even though you're scared. And being scared now, it's not a doesn't mean you'll always be scared. So be nice to yourself, okay? The Shiznay, do you have any tips for better quality sleep? Yeah, we just had a question like this. I do suggest everyone, a book I read recently, well, relatively recently, 6 months ago, was Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson. Super impactful, super powerful. If you'd like to know more about sleeping and why it's so important, go there. I think the most important thing for me when it comes to like, I need to make this change happen. Why aren't I making it happen? It's usually because I don't believe in it enough. It's usually because I just don't know enough about it, and perhaps I haven't been willing to know enough about it. So if I ever want to give myself a boost in motivation, I'll put an action plan around the change I want to make happen, and I'll learn as much as possible about that thing so that when willpower muscle needs to be flexed, and it is a muscle, there's more chance that I've got plenty of strength. Playing it old school. How do you deal with guilt when you were 19 and cheated? Not sure if that's one sensitive. Not sure if that one's sensitive. Just curious. No, I mean, it's my story. It's online. It's all good. Yeah, guilt. I think it's one of those things that we all experience, but is much less likely to be damning for the future, so long as you know that you're taking steps to not repeat the same mistakes. I think the problem with guilt is that it can give us the idea that there was something bad or wrong about us, and then it can keep us in that behavior, make us feel unworthy. If we don't leverage guilt or leverage our experiences from the past as an opportunity to learn, if we just use it as an indictment on who we are going forward, then it's going to damage us. I deal with guilt by forgiving myself and telling myself giving myself positive affirmations every day that I'm worth it, that I love myself, and that I can do good things and make a difference in someone's life. I get into the habit of thinking about myself too much and becoming too self-centered and self-absorbed, and nothing cures a guilty conscience like seeing if you can make someone else feel good. So, to give you an immediate suggestion, I think I'll do this with you. Maybe take 2 minutes and send someone a really nice message. Text message, email, Facebook message, whatever. Just tell them how much you appreciate them and see if you can do something to make them feel good in that message, and it'll help you with your guilt. How long have we been doing this? I have no idea. Almost an hour? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay. Oh. Michael says, dang, going deep. Always. Ryan M says, why don't you do a TED Talk? I don't know. I don't even know how to do it. Like, how do you end up on TED Talks? I would do a TED Talk. I guess I've never looked into it. Do they come a knocking, or is it one of those things that you have to apply for? I don't know. JF Bala says, you have to stop being afraid of feeling nervous. Just allow yourself to feel nervous. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Daniel TD for life. You have no idea how much you've helped me. I think I have a small idea because I know how much you guys have helped me. And I know we all have the capacity to help one another. So, but thank you. Danny Reyes says, hello from Boston. You're amazing, bro. That's awesome. Congrats to your C's today. And that's really kind of you. Thank you, Danny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. Says, hey, Noah. What's up, man? James B says, hey, dude. What's up, James? Preston Bryant. Hey, Noah. What's up? How was your birthday? Was that... Oh, my gosh. I'm so dense. I am so dense. A handful of you have been wishing me a happy birthday. You guys are referring to my sobriety birthday. I somehow thought you meant my belly button birthday. It's okay, Noah. I still love you. You're special. You're a special guy. Shoot. Oh my gosh, I feel so stupid. Okay, I took it way too literal. Lord. You guys are talking about my sobriety birthday. Preston says, hey Noah, what's up? How was your birthday? Was that this week or last week? So my birthday is the 11th. It was this past week. Anyway, it was good. It was very stressful. I stressed myself out to the max and almost drank and got all freaked out. But I managed to stay sober, and my mood's been really good the last 2 or 3 days. I just got overwhelmed a little bit, but it was good. I ate so much food this last week, you guys, I can't even tell you. I'm so excited for this next week to just get into a better rhythm because I absolutely ate myself. Like, I ate my emotions all week long. I got totally sick from it. Chris Mitchell says, hey Noah, what's up, Chris? James B says, I'm so happy you're live. Oh, you're live, got it. I'm going through some terrible derealization and dissociation, and it feels like I lost and hopeless. It comes and goes. I'm sorry, James. Be brave, okay? Be so, so brave. Take lots of deep breaths, my friend. Get support. You're not alone. I promise it can get better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 says, oh, 07 Tesla, T-S-A-L-A. What's up, big dog? What's up, man? Chilling. I'm just over here, just trying to get swole. I had to do something really douchey at least once on this live stream, guys. It's not a real live stream if you don't do that. Holy crap, that's a big live super chat. So we just got a really generous super chat from FamACC, just sending you love. Damn, that's crazy. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. I really appreciate it. Sending love right back to you. I received that love. That just made me feel really good. Donation aside. Support aside, that made me feel really good. Thank you for sending me love. Okay, that's so cool. How lucky am I? You guys make me feel like the prettiest girl in school. Chris Mitchell says, destroy Paul's UHS and you... I don't know what that means. Corey Thompson, yo, brother, glad you're doing well. Thank you, Corey. I hope you're doing well as well. I wonder if this is the Corey Thompson that I'm hoping it is. Corey, is this Rachel Thompson's brother, Corey? Let me know, dog. I don't usually say dog, but you got a dog out of me. Greg Descant. Hi, Noah. Hi, Greg. Excuse me if I said that wrong. The Shiznay says, tips for deeper sleep. Another one for deeper sleep. My tip is go to Google, look up best sleep practices and pick the one you think you'll do and work on that for a week and then pick the next one. Michael says, I've noticed if you watch enough YouTube videos on fitness, you're doing everything wrong. Any surefire tips from you? Yeah, I mean, my surefire tip for fitness is just to participate. Just go on the journey. Just start the process of learning about fitness and how to be fit and what works and what doesn't. Make mistakes, be as safe as you can, but just do it. If you go into working out, if you go into mental health recovery, if you go into a career path, if you go into anything hoping or expecting yourself to be perfect, you are going to be so disappointed and you're going to be so overwhelmed and so discouraged. It's not about that. It's just about starting a process and trying your best to have some grace and enjoy it. Just enjoy it. So that's my only tip, is don't worry about what you're doing right or wrong. Just be as safe as you can, be open to learning, and then just be where you are. Be new. Be messy. And just go with it. Looks like we have another super chat from Playing It Old School for 5. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it says, hey Noah, thanks for helping me through my darkest times. Been following you for over 4 years now. What is your opinion on vegetarian, vegan lifestyles? I think vegetarian, I mean, when it comes to making healthy lifestyle choices, I think the healthy lifestyle choice that you're willing to stick with is the right healthy lifestyle choice. So, barring that you don't have some major medical health complication or some horrible deficiency in something that can be identified easily via stool sample, blood draw, whatever, urine sample, something like that, I think you should just get a blood panel, figure out where your health is, and then look at a game plan for vegetarianism, for a vegan lifestyle, and see if it might work for you. Like anything, you know, if you're on these lifestyles, you may have to supplement one way or another to make sure you're hitting everything and being as optimized as you can. But undoubtedly, being a vegetarian or a vegan is better than being a sugar eater and a chronic processed food eater. You know, so if you have issues with the Western diet, the typical American or Western civilized nation's diet, then you're going to probably feel some tremendous benefits from this. But it really just depends on if you can stick with it. Yeah, some people can, and it can be really powerful for them. Some people can't, and they end up binge eating, and you kind of can put them into other habits that are perhaps not very good. So it's worth a try. It's certainly worth a try. Some of the healthiest people I know are vegetarians and vegans. But I also know some people that are vegetarian and vegans that are horribly unhealthy because they don't really follow like a grassroots, you know, plant-based whole food diet. They eat a lot of processed junk and sugary junk, but they're technically vegetarian and vegan. So I think my message is try to figure out a whole food diet best you can. Yeah. But yeah, it's exciting, and you should look into it. You really should. Forget what anyone says, including myself. Yes! A booger just flew out of my nose because I just gave you like some feedback and then told you to ignore it, which is like the most savage thing I've ever done. Oh, that's gross. Jeez. Oh my gosh. That just cracked me up so hard. I talk too much. Let's keep moving. So oh my gosh, it's so funny. Okay, where were we? I didn't even know. Hang in there, guys. I'll figure out where I'm at here in just a sec. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 says, how often do you live stream? As often as I feel like it. I used to think I would like hold a schedule. I was like, I'm going to live stream every Sunday, but then I just wouldn't. I very much need to be in a certain frame of mind to do this. I used to think I could schedule it, but it doesn't seem to be in me because if I'm not in a good space or the right headspace to do this, I feel like I'm causing more harm than I might potentially be helping. And there's nothing wrong with doing this just for me. Like, Let me reword that. There's nothing wrong with knowing that I just need to connect with you guys and I miss you guys and I just want to touch base with you guys because it makes me feel good. I don't feel like that's a bad thing or an inherently selfish thing. I think that's an honest thing. But at the same time, I'd like to be in a frame of mind where there's a good likelihood that something I do or say could offer a little hope or console another or connect with another. That's all. So I live stream as often as I feel up for it. Might be every week, might be once a month. It just depends. James B., I'm really just looking for some help and advice about this and see if I can relate to all about my DP and DR. Yeah, you're in good company. There's a lot of people with DP, DR here. I used to suffer from it badly. Managing my stress, managing my anxiety, using sunglasses when out in ultra-stimulating environments, learning breathing techniques, getting some physical activity, lowering processed foods, improving sleep quality, talking to someone, doing some therapy, working through trauma. All those things helped. All those things helped. Excuse me. Derek Avery, how's your wife after her dog attack? She doing okay? Derek, thank you for asking. You're a stud for asking that. She's doing okay. She's got some psychological stuff she's working through. Big dogs still affect her. They put her into an anxious state, that's for sure. Her wounds are healing. She's got a few that are more sensitive. And she's seeing a therapist to work through range of motion issues with one of her wrists. I appreciate you guys asking. I posted a video a month and a half ago, maybe a month ago. My wife was badly attacked by a big dog, and we documented it, and it was a pretty scary thing for her, and it certainly was sad for me to see her go through that. But she's improving, she's healing, she's well supported, and she's strong. Thank you for asking again, Derek. Paul Churchill says, I think about some of times, Paul says, I think about some of times traveling sales. Most anxious time of my life. Listened between trips. It helped a lot. Finally quit and got straight at a calmer job. That's good. And that's self-care. Finding a way to support yourself while also being respectful of your own needs and how work is impacting your wellness and your self-esteem and your health. That's huge. Good for you. I love hearing stuff like that. Makes me happy. It makes me so happy. O7TSALA says, Noah, what do you do for a profession? I am a professional content creator on YouTube. I'm a professional content creator on YouTube. I also do some freelance work as well. Weddings here and there, some corporate gigs here and there if it's someone I know and something I'm interested in. But I run this channel, the Big Nono YouTube channel, and I started another channel at the same time back in 2012 called Paul Thomas MD. So I do all the production, editing, and releasing for that YouTube channel, and I split that 50-50 with my dad, and I run this one by myself. And between the two of them, after many years of not making any money, I was able to start making enough money to support my life, and I'm really grateful. I also coach CrossFit in the evenings, but quite frankly, it's very. I mean, it's a nice supplemental income, but it's not a lot of money. Probably make a few $100s a month doing that. Jillian Rossi. I have such negative thoughts and almost convinced myself I can't do this. How would you go about this? She says, I also have serious issues that I'm not me anymore. I hear that. Jillian says, really messes with me and gives me extreme anxiety. So Jillian, there's a lot of things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis to address obsessive behaviors, rumination, thought spirals, overthinking, overanalyzing, negative thoughts, looping negative thoughts. There's a lot of things, and that is, I think that's the most common thread that I've noticed between people that suffer acutely with mental health problems, but also just with the human condition. So what I recommend you do is this. I think if you can at least really quick on a core principle understand that you aren't your thoughts, that none of us can control our thoughts at all. In my opinion, you can't control your thoughts. Then you don't have to take them personal. They just are. And the whole goal is to become observers of our thoughts, but not reactors to our thoughts. Now, beyond that whole principle that you are not your thoughts, they have nothing to do with you, they're none of your business, so you need not take them personal, which I know sounds good, but it's harder in practice. What you have to do is come up with an action game plan for this type of thinking. it's very unlikely that you'll be able to think your way out of this. You'll have to act your way into better thinking. And so you are going to have to put together a game plan that is going to influence the way you deal with and you process the world. There's a lot of things you can do there, and I recommend you hit the Googles, hit the YouTubes, check out some of my old videos. I've done a lot of videos on this, but you need a day-to-day game plan. Gratitude journaling, for example, incredibly important to do every morning. I do it every morning. Setting goals for the day, incredibly important. Positive affirmations every day, incredibly important. Daily reading, very important. Getting sunlight, very important. Seeing how you can be of service to someone else every single day, very, very important. Making sure you have blood work and empower yourself to know that you're in good health, very important. Get a support system. You know, there's so many things you can do, and I say all that to mean there's not one that's more important than the other at the end of the day. It's whatever you're willing to do, Jillian. But I want you to know that those negative thoughts don't define you. I have been crippled by rumination and thoughts, and the more I just follow actions, I just take actions, the more my thoughts take care of themselves. The longer I sit around trying to figure out why I think the way I do and trying to ask myself what does it mean, the worse it always gets. Get a game plan. And remember that if I can get through it, so can you, I promise. And as far as what you said about like not knowing if you're still there and missing the old you, I used to think that for a long time as well. I had this idea of who I was, and when I started to go through mental health trauma, I lost track of who I was, and I thought I'd never recognize me again. And you redefine who you are, and you connect with the old you eventually, and you find a new version of you that's even better. All right, guys, I've been at this for a minute, so I think I'm going to go for about 19 more minutes. We're going to call this at the hour 30 marker, okay? Excuse me. So let me see if I can rapid fire this, which I doubt. Because I tend to just chat for a really long time on each topic, but I'm going to try to go a little bit faster. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are here kicking it with me. I love that I can just get on here, start a live stream, and I'm kicking it with 60 people, and we're all in this together. It makes me feel so good. Okay, let's see. Try to go faster. James B says, going to be honest, I smoked some weed, and after that I got really bad depersonalization, felt like I was in a dream. It all started with a panic attack after I smoked weed. James, that happens to a lot of people. It's really stressful. Watch the movie Numb by Matthew Perry if you want something you can relate to, and just follow the same steps to improve anxiety and stress, and you'll be able to get better too, okay? Mercedes Binkley says, thank you for being you, Noah. Thank you, Mercedes, for saying that. I'm wishing you so much love. GM says 5 HTP for sleep. Okay. Wandering Soul. I drink and smoke to escape how I really feel. Dude, I hear that. I still have inclinations to do that. That still sounds good to me sometimes, but for today I don't. But I understand. I think that's the same reason I work out so hard. I think that's the same reason I eat sometimes. Like I binge eat sometimes. Like I just want to feel different. I want to feel different right now. So you got to be careful with that, obviously. Live You Now. Life mapping is like you map out the parts of your life when you felt strongest or healthiest, something like that. But I haven't started yet. Oh, interesting. I'd be really interested in trying that. Cole Griffin says, hi, Noah, I'm Cole from Toronto. Hey, Cole. Good to see you on here. Welcome. I hope you're having a good day. Playing It Old School says, opinion on, already answered that one. SMU Johnson, cool. Solid Thought Poker says, hey, Noah, I found your channel a few weeks ago and watched quite a few of your vids. Really like every one I've seen, and it's clear a ton of people are benefiting a lot from your openness. Me too. So thanks. You're welcome. And yeah, isn't that cool? It's not like, is it cool that people watch my stuff, which is cool, but my openness, that. If I could empower anyone to do anything, is to be brave enough to be open more with people, because people are just dying to actually know what the hell is going on. We all stay, you know, and sometimes it's necessary, but we all stay so tightly in our roles, and we have a work role and a parent role and a friend role with different people, and it's not always appropriate to be like gross and vulnerable, but sometimes it's necessary. And so I just encourage you guys to be as brave as you can, as honest as you can, as often as you can. You would not believe what that attracts. It's really powerful and meaningful. Looks like we have another super chat from Suchin100 says, Noah, thank you so much for helping me transform my life. That is so cool. You're welcome. That makes me feel so wonderful. And thank you for the super chat. Guys, the super chat function is just crazy. This is a really nice way to just show love to content creators and to get your comment noticed right away. So, Suchin, that means a lot. I would love to know what you've transformed in your life. That's beautiful. It's awesome. Thank you. Make me feel great. It's like 1,000 pennies. It's a lot. Okay. Drew Perry says, hi, Noah. I'm going through a very, very low time right now, and your videos are helping me a lot, so I just want to say thank you. Drew, stay brave, stay strong, and I'm here for you, man, and I'm glad my videos can do something for you. I love that I can capture a moment in time, and I can just live on the interwebs and maybe find the right person at the right time for whatever that might mean, you know? Be brave. Cole Griffin says, hey, man, what's up, Cole? Kyle Morrison says, looking good, Noah. How is your wife after the dog tap? I hope all is well. She's hanging in there, Kyle. Thank you. I hope you are well, and she's definitely making a lot of good progress. Most Masterful says, hey, man, I'm having a really bad anxiety issues in my life. I've been using drinking as an alternative. Drank past 3 days. I hear that. I hear that, and I hope you're just being safe about it, right? I hope you're just being safe. You're not being too hard on yourself, and that in the midst of drinking, you're still giving yourself permission to be worthy. You're still telling yourself that you love yourself because you are worth it, I promise. And sometimes we just need to do that. As dark as that sounds, you know, I'm not trying to excuse or promote, but sometimes we need to just tread water and we need to just cope and we need to get by. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. That's just where you're at right now. Just keep your heart open and keep your ears open and your eyes available to see an easier, softer way when you're ready. Because there's definitely help out there for you. I'm not saying like drinking help, but there's just help out there for you. And there's a way to deal with anxiety in a more sustainable way that's going to lead to a more peaceful relationship with your mental health. So just be careful, be brave, and just know that I understand. I really do. Cole Griffin says, word up. Cole says, going to the dentist tomorrow, and it's a fear for me. Deep breaths, rooting for you. It's never very fun. Jillian Rossi says, how do you feel about SSRI? So SSRI is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Serotonin is one of those neurotransmitters associated with feeling good. And I think if you have tried everything possible to work on your mental health and find some stability in a natural way, and you and your doctor decide this is the right move for you, then just do so carefully. Do so carefully, be really, really communicative with your doctor, and don't feel any shame. Don't feel any shame. But if you're in a space where you feel safe enough to really lock down, buckle down, and try some other stuff, maybe try that first, just because there can be side effects that can be pretty tough. But know that there's nothing bad or wrong about you for getting help like that if you need it. It's a big decision, but it's certainly a worthy thing to consider depending on where you're at. I know a lot of people have benefited. Cole Griffin says, Noah, your YouTube page has helped me a lot learning new tools. I love that. Thank you, Cole. Natasha Milligan says, I've been binge watching your videos all day. I've been a follower of yours for the past 4 years. It's so cool to be able to interact with you. Yeah, I love that. And I love that you're interacting with me. Yeah, that's awesome. It makes me feel great. And I hope you're having the best day you possibly can. Andrew Rogers says, hey, Noah, I just wanted to let you know your channel has been a source of inspiration for me. I have OCD. I hear that. And I'm starting to find my obsessive thoughts affect my relationships. Do you have any tips? Well, look, my tip for you is one, just give yourself credit for acknowledging a pattern, acknowledging that there's something that you might need to work on. The biggest things that have helped my OCD probably are my sleeping and working with a therapist and gratitude journals and positive affirmations. I think the more I focus on being structured in my life, the less I'm overwhelmed by my anxiety. I think boredom is a really dangerous thing for OCD. But I kind of have like, this might even be an annoying response for people, but for anything, for OCD, for anxiety, for weight gain, for weight loss, for gym, for nutrition, just make sure you're doing something. Make sure you're not sitting around thinking about it. There's help to be had, and there's more leadership out there than ever. You just have to find someone you're willing to trust and follow their footsteps. So be brave and make an action plan. And I might start with gratitude journal. Graxton says, I saw an endo and she looked at my T levels of 65 and said it wasn't that bad. And the symptoms I've been feeling from that are just symptoms of depression. Go find someone else. Endocrinologists are notorious for being heartless about this stuff. Live You Now says, bro, let's do a meetup for fans. We can discuss mental health, exercise, everything. That'd be crazy. You know, if I thought even for a second that my platform is big enough that I could draw a small group of people together, I probably would. I just feel like my channel is too small. I don't know that would work. You know, I see YouTubers doing that have like millions of followers, and I'm not saying like I don't have a few. Like I've got a few, and that's cool. I love you guys. I really do. I just don't know that people would show. But I don't know, which means maybe you guys would. Maybe I should try to sort that out. It's a great idea. Mark Grachowski says, hi Noah, I've been watching you for hope. Been in this depersonalization for 3 years. I've been thinking it was testosterone, which I checked, 396 for a 22-year-old, 440 the second time, low for my age. That is definitely a bit low for your age, but it's not like holy shit low, it's just low. What else are you doing, Mark? What else are you doing? How are your stress levels? I mean, so many questions I'd want to ask you. Hang in there, bud. Live You Now says, my nutritionist said my test was good, but can a primary health physician really tell from a simple blood test? Yes, absolutely. SMU Johnson, yeah, no, it really helps listening to you and Doug. When shit gets bad at night, I just listen to both of you guys' clips. Cheers up. It helps big time. Cheers, helps big time. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Peter B says, hello, no, I've been dealing with pure OCD and your videos have helped me a lot. You're the best. Thanks, man. Hang in there, Pete. Cole Griffin says, this page is the real deal. Thank you for opening up and letting me know I'm not alone with my anxiety. Never alone. Never, ever, ever alone. None of you are. I hope you believe me when I say that. I mean it too. All right, guys, a few more minutes here. SMU Johnson, indeed, getting drunk after going off of it for a month or two for always ends up not worth it. 10 minutes of joy at the most, 4 months more pain for me. Yeah, it's definitely something, that's one of the things I've been considering as I've felt like drinking more this last couple of weeks. I'm like, careful, because if this goes wrong, you know where you came from, and it's a long road back sometimes. Cole Griffith says, what up, Joe? You guys talking to teenager typical says, so I used to really like the saying, be the best version of yourself, but now I feel like it's a bit overwhelming. Maybe just being yourself should be the goal. Yeah, I hear that. I like that. Fam ACC Noah, you are a dope human being. To everyone listening, stay strong. You got this. So another really, really generous and very kind super chat from Fam ACC, just showing love and showing everyone in this live stream love, which is beautiful. And I love that. And thank you. It's incredibly kind. Thank you very much. Okay. Pete B. Hey, no, I have pure OCD and your videos have helped me greatly. I'm glad to know that, Pete. Jillian Rossi says, you are literally a lifesaver. Thank you, Jillian. DT says, you are such a help for me, but my girlfriend has had pure O since she's a child, and that makes her believe no one can share her feeling, so can't be helped. No one can share her feelings, so can't be. I get it. She has watched your vids. Please help. DT, the best advice I have for you, my friend, is just to help yourself. Just to help yourself as much as possible. There's only so much you can do or say. It's not your job to fix your girlfriend. It's certainly not my job to fix my wife. It's not her job to fix me. It's my job to be the best possible version I can possibly be, and to hold myself to high adult standards, and to figure out what needs my attention and what doesn't. And so maybe the best thing you can do, DT, is just to work on you and just to be as loving as you can to your girlfriend, but not put any pressure on her to change, and not make sure she knows there's nothing bad or wrong about her. I had, when I was really bad off, when I first started experiencing something that seemed impossible with my mental health, back when my depression was really bad, my depersonalization was really bad, my panic and everything, I really, really, truly didn't believe anyone had ever experienced what I was going through. And I don't know that I would have believed me either. What I was going through was so new to me, was so aggressive, was so scary, that it took being in the worst possible condition ever for a long time, years, before I stumbled across some language in a book that I recognized as the way I felt. So just love her. Don't put pressure on her to do anything different. Work on yourself. And when the right voice hits her ears, when someone's story comes across her eyes in text, she'll know and she'll connect with someone. But being terminally unique is normal. And I certainly don't judge her and try not to either, okay? I didn't know anyone felt like I felt until I knew. It took what it took. And so it's a scary place, and I feel bad for her, because thinking you're alone in all this makes surviving it a lot harder. So just hang in there. And it sounds like you're under a lot of stress, so take care of you. Cole Griffith says, big fan of your YouTube page. Thank you, Cole. I appreciate that. And Credulux says, hey, I don't know if you recognize me in YouTube comments, but I have started eating whole foods, and I have been so healthy ever since. I love your advice and tips you give us to help us be more active. That's awesome. Congratulations. Dude, eating whole foods is where it's at. When I eat whole foods, which is most of the time, I feel better. I sleep better. I perform better. I look better. I think better. It's better. It just is. And the key is to build a habit around it and then just get used to making tasty-ass whole foods. Guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Guys, thank you so much for an incredible live stream, for receiving me, for having me here with you, for participating. If I didn't get to your comment this time, please excuse me and know that I really value the fact that you left one. I just wasn't able to keep up. It's literally impossible at this point, but yeah, you matter. Show up next time. Leave that comment for me next time. Hit me up in the comment section of my videos. Hit me up on Patreon if you want, and just know that you made my life better today, and I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you heard something or felt something that made you want to come back to the next video. And otherwise, have your best Sunday. Good luck this week. If you're acutely suffering, be so brave, and just tomorrow or at this very moment, just control one little thing, just one little thing that you know you can. And then just soothe yourself and comfort yourself, and remember that it can and will get better. Feeling hopeless doesn't make you hopeless. And if you're feeling well today, my challenge for you is to go ahead and reach out to someone right now who you think could benefit from hearing from you, even if it's just a text message or an email or a Facebook message or an Instagram DM or something. Hit someone up, just spend a couple minutes and just tell them what they mean to you, and see if you can make them feel better about themselves. I feel like that is, in many ways, our duty as people who are mentally stable, is to make sure that we are generating good energy out there for people that may or may not be suffering, may or may not be struggling with something. And of course, it comes back to you. Every unselfish act is really an appropriately selfish act that makes you feel good anyway. So be well, take care. Game of Thrones starts soon. I need to mentally and emotionally prepare. Season 8, baby. Winter's coming. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, guys.